Hey Chris,
Yes, Stuart.
want to take a look at the Liberty 2 and the Liberty Lightbar. We've had a tremendous amount of inquiries from people asking us about how we set up the flash pattern. So let's take a look and see if we can get some shots as we head down here and see what we can do. What you got?
Get us started, I got a CenCom Sapphire here. So for getting the light bars programmed and all the patterns set, we'll go ahead and get started with this end here.
So let's take a look at this, Chris.
Okay. CenCom here. Communications cable as well, and this is something that we offer on SIRENNET to assist you in doing the programming that I'm doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and on the desktop here get my programming file opened up. So to get us started, this is what we're going to see for plugging in the light bar and getting it configured onto the CenCom at the end, but this is for our software programming. So from here, I can select my appropriate control head. So I'm using a standard CenCom Sapphire with a slider and additional push buttons. So that's what I have here. I can then go over and select my light bar, which I currently have set for the Liberty 2 series. And with this, I can go through, select my modules. This bar happens to be a duo in the back. So you'll notice that on the bottom here, I have two sets of module colors, amber for the arrow, reds and blues for the warning, corners, both sides, takedowns for the front center, alleys as well. And from here, I can select different buttons. So my slide switch, positions 3, 2, 1. I can select my low power. I can set cruise function, and most importantly, I can set my additional button array for takedowns and alley function.
Now, one of the things that came up in the conversation which we were having with customers was the fact that they wanted to be able to see the unit with a standard flash pattern for both the Liberty and the Liberty 2. So let's set that up.
Of course, give me a second. So USB connection here into the desktop. We'll go ahead and plug in the other end to the port on the CenCom Sapphire. And what's really neat is that this process here, I don't have to have the CenCom connected to a power source, so it can be completely free and on the desk in front of me here. So to get me started, I'm going to go ahead and select my position, slide switch 1. So I have that selected up here in green. I'll now go ahead and grab the light bar. So it's a matter of selecting here. So I can select my whole bar. That's a little quicker and easier. So now I can deselect some modules. So the parts that are in blue are what I'm gonna go through and program for my flashing. The parts that I've now selected back to white are gonna be deactivated. So again, just happen to change the drag and drop there. So if I wanted, I can select it this way, can select it this way. So really a bunch of different ways that you can do it. So now I have the bar. You can see the modules that are selected now specify the single flash and the rate, which is 60. From here, I can go ahead and do a preview of my pattern selection. So with the light bar selected and it in pattern view, I can select the little movie simulator here, and that will show my bar how it's going to run when it's activated. So currently the whole bar is on doing single flash 60 at the same time. I want to quickly adjust that so my bar is going back and forth. So what I can do from here, select these modules. I can click my phase, which you'll see here, and on my custom phase, I'll set it to 180. So now with the phasing changed, you can see that I have an alternating effect. So driver's side to passenger side.
And we'll do this both on the Liberty and on the Liberty 2, right?
That's correct. So
okay.
We'll take and just go ahead. I'm going to make a couple notes, write down my flash patterns. So when I go into my standard Liberty, I can select the same format.
Right, let's go do it.